This is really trending right now. This kind of broke overnight. But here is a guy named Stuart Seldowitz, a former Bush and Obama administration official, on the Upper East Side, picking a fight with a guy at one of the halal food carts. I guess this is an Egyptian man who, sells falafel and, rice at a street vendor stand. And this is the latest in a series of horrible videos of this guy just maliciously harassing this poor vendor. But I do want to just preface this by letting YouTube know that we do not condone any of this speech. I don't know if YouTube cares about hate speech against the Palestinian people. I don't know if they enforce those rules that much, because Netanyahu is allowed on YouTube. The IDF spokesman who called them animals is allowed on YouTube. So I don't know what the rules are regarding anti-Palestinian hate speech, but just in case you are interested in enforcing the rules equally, we do not condone in any way, shape, or form what we are about to hear. We are here to criticize this vehemently. So let's take a look at Stuart Seldowitz. This is really despicable. I mean, this is really unbelievable.
And the arrogance, again, just like the ones we were covering for the patron segment yesterday, who were just saying the worst things to Medea Benjamin, to do these things on camera. Yeah. To do these things on camera and just in a world of, I'm sure he's heard of the internet. I'm sure he's heard of the way these things go viral sometimes, and just with such impunity to say things like this when you know there's a camera in your face. It's just incredible. This is a pattern. These Zionists are so used to going unchallenged that it doesn't even occur to them that this could be a problem.
Yeah, indeed. Well, let's take a look at this.
Say this guy believes in Hamas.
You want to buy something?
No, I don't.
Okay, why stay here?
I won't give you a penny of my money.
Listen. Why stay here?
What? If we killed 4,000 Palestinian kids, you know what? It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough.
Go.
I'm standing here. I'm an American. I have free. It's a free country. It's not like Egypt.
Yeah, he films him.
What's your name?
What's my name?
Yeah.
Muhammad.
Your name Muhammad?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Deputy director in the U.S. State Department's office, pretty high up, from 1999 to 2003. So Clinton, Bush, and Obama.
That's
three administrations.
Go.
Why should I go? It's a free country. It's not Egypt here.
Okay, I'm going to call the police. Go.
It's a free country. It's not Egypt here. You're not allowed to just harass a vendor maliciously, and over the course of several days, you can see some of these shots are in daylight, some of these are in darkness.
Yeah, it's harassment.
He went back over and over again. Yeah.
Right. There's clear harassment.
Clear harassment. He's not a customer. He has no other reason to approach him but to harass him. And look, he shows him the Israel. That's the Israeli flag, by the way, that he's pounding on his window. All right. Rather than read the excerpts from there on Al Jazeera, let's go to city and state New York. Gotham government relations cut ties with former Obama administration official caught harassing halal cart vendor. By the way, I'll represent the food vendor pro bono if he wants to bring a lawsuit. Good for him. Gotham government relations president David Schwartz said. Yes, I would like to see that lawsuit filed. Absolutely. Just one slide here, but we get to hear this asshole's apology, quote unquote. Manhattan-based lobbying firm Gotham Government Relations cut all ties with Stuart Seldowitz on Tuesday after a viral video emerged showing him harassing a halal cart vendor in the Upper East Side. Quote, I did have an argument with a food vendor, Seldowitz told City and State. So it's obvious that they got the story and they called him for comment. And they obviously started off the interview by saying, hey, there's this footage of you harassing this food vendor. So then he obviously replies, I did have an argument with a food vendor. It is quite possible that it's me. I mean, I've not seen the video, but I believe it's probably me. Later on in the article, a quote from him, I regret the whole thing happened and I'm sorry, he said. But, in the heat of the moment, I said things that probably I shouldn't have said. Heat of the moment. This was over the course of multiple days. You saw in the video. Some of them were late at night. Some of them were earlier in the day. So what do you mean in the heat of the moment? It's not like you got riled up one time and said things you shouldn't have said. Even that's no excuse for saying 4,000 dead Palestinian children is not enough. But you can't even claim this was in the heat of the moment. That's bullshit.
But
that's
they're the bad guys. They're
Right.
the bad guys. And anybody who doesn't side with Israel is reminiscent at best of a Nazi-era German, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Now, so that's bullshit point number one. Here's bullshit point number two. Seldowitz said that he regularly passes the halal cart vendor and wanted to engage him in a discussion about current events in the Middle East. He said he became offended when the vendor did not condemn Hamas. I went to the food cart expecting to buy a soda, and I had an understanding that most of the food cart guys in New York are Egyptian, he said. So I said to him, this is a tough time to be an Egyptian in New York.
Why
And
the
he
fuck
said,
you even saying that to him?
Yeah, why would you even say
Who the
even that's
fuck is he to
borderline
you
harassment.
and you to him to say something
Yeah, who the
like
fuck
that
are you to say that to him anyway?
Must
Right.
be a tough time to be a Jew in America. People, what do you say if somebody says that to you?
Right, exactly. Right. You take that as a welcome invite to a nice conversation. No, that's hostile in itself. You're right. That's a good point. But then he replies back, why? And I said, because of what happened on October 7th with Hamas. And he said, well, I approve of Hamas or I like Hamas or something like that. He didn't say any of that shit. That's bullshit. That's nonsense. Okay. First of all, look, I've bought many a gyro or chicken and rice plates in New York City. These guys are under constant pressure to keep the line moving and keep everything coming and going. They're not going to talk politics with somebody, number one. Number two, you could clearly see in the video that the guy is not interested in talking to him. The vendor who's filming him just wants him to get fucking lost. He wants him out of his way, out of his business. He's working. He doesn't have time to entertain this asshole or argue with this asshole. If this guy actually defended Hamas in response to this guy who opens with a very hostile question of, hey, this must be a tough time to be an Egyptian in New York, huh? Then there would have been an altercation or an argument on these videos. But as you can see, the conversations in these videos are all one-sided. The guy's saying, get out, go, get out of here. He doesn't want to talk about it.
Well, and this is, I mean, if you've been around these kind of street vendors, his behavior, this is how they act when like a crazy person comes up to the cart.
Right.
Exactly. They try to minimize it, contain it. They want to end it. They really don't want to argue with people. Because they're doing business, man. Why they're not there to be screaming back and forth with nut jobs on the street.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So that excuse is obviously just nonsense from the get-go. The whole thing was a crock of bullshit. Well, I regret that I said these things in the heat of the moment. Really, that's why you went back on multiple days, multiple occasions to harass the same guy. You're a terrorist. You're Hamas. Just shows. I mean, this guy worked pretty high up in the government under Clinton, Bush, and Obama.
Right. And yes, and that's how you wind up with the policies that we have
Exactly.
that are so disconnected from the will of the American people in this so-called democracy, where 66% of people, last I heard, want a ceasefire.
Please clap.